I would like to call our special board meeting to order at 6:31. We're located at 2350 South 25th Avenue. Mr. Clerk, can we get a roll call, please?
Yes, we can, Madam President. Trustee Abraham is absent. Trustee Chamalavi,
Here.
Trustee Senior,
Here.
Mayor Thompson,
Here.
Trustee Shelby,
Here.
Trustee Wimper,
Here.
Trustee Miller is absent. Madam President, we do have a quorum. Can we all please stand for the Pledge of Allegiance? Thank you. At this time, I'd like to read the Pledge of Civility. In the interest of civility, I pledge to promote civility by listening, being respectful of others, acknowledging that we are all striving to support and improve our community, and understand that we each may have different ideas for achieving that objective. Now, I will ask for a moment of silence. Thank you. Item 2, presentation, Commissioner David Upshaw's retirement. Madam President.
Thank you, Mr. Clerk. Before we jump into the retirement of Commissioner Upshaw, I do want to acknowledge that I have a youth that's sitting on the dais with us this afternoon, Lily Jaworski. This is not her first time, but she has some free time to spend time with me today. So last month, she did at her school, she portrayed me. And so it was really amazing going over to the school and all of the things that she said about me. So she really researched me. And she know about how I grew up in California and all of those things. So she did a really good job portraying me. So she was mayor for the day in her class, in her 5th grade class. So let's give her a round of applause. So we're going to jump right into the presentation of the retirement of 16 years of municipal service in the village of Broadview. David Upshaw has served us very, very well, and I think I'm almost emotional. Today, he and I had a conversation on just the work that he's done over the years and just knowing him personally on his intention. Like, he has really good intentions, and you can tell that's just the upbringing of how he was raised in his household. It shows out in every day the work that we do. He's very committed, very loyal, very serious about the business of the village of Broadview. Anyone that has worked with him before knows, like, sometimes he can be real firm, and he do not bob and weave. He go exactly whatever the papers say, that's what it is. And I get all the calls and the complaints from everyone saying, like, can we have some flexibility? And his favorite line is saying, I work at the pleasure of the mayor. And so we've had some really good times. When I first got in office in 2017, he always make this comment to me. He said I didn't know him well at that time, but he would always say, I don't know if she gonna keep me or if she gonna let me go because it's a new administration. So he started packing up his office and everything. And I was like, well, can we just have a conversation first? Like, let's kind of work this out first before we just start letting people go. And I just believe in giving people a chance to work and do what's right for the people of Broadview. It wasn't about a personality conflict or if I was gonna like them or not. It was about what was best for Broadview and could that person continue to lead that department under my leadership with the expectations of being excellence, treating people with dignity, respect, and being humble in the position, and he's done all of those things. He's a family man, and our kids graduated at the same time from high school. Actually, as college, they didn't go to the same school, but he and I would always complain about writing these checks when tuition was due, and he used to come to my office literally with his checkbook and say, you got your checkbook? Well, this is how much I'm writing my check out for. And I'm like, oh, don't even remind me. But, I mean, just having real conversation, like real time things that happen in the family, our family dynamics. We both have daughters. They both graduated from college. They're doing some great work. They became friends along their journey, and they keep in touch from time to time. But Dave, it's not going to be the same. It's not. And I recognize that. When Dave told me he was retiring, I felt some kind of way because literally our office is in the same area, so I can bounce a lot of ideas off of him in real time. We have meetings in the hallway about different things, or if I'm coming in, I got all my bags, he'll just grab my bag and get to talking. I'm like, can I open my door, please? But we had really good conversations. We traveled, building the businesses of Broadview. We've traveled together, and when we go to these conferences or to the workshops of economic development, he would take one side, and I would take the other side. And then we work it, the hours, and we come together and we collaborate on our notes. And then we say, what's the best business for the village of Broadview? And so a lot of the growth that we have in our shopping center, that's a lot of the work that Dave and I have done together at those meetings and collaborating and figuring out what would be best for Broadview as we develop our community. When we looked at housing, we are landlocked, so we don't have a lot of vacant lots like a lot of areas. We don't have a lot of foreclosures like a lot of areas, but we always thinking about the people, like where could they lay their heads? Housing is important, and it's important to me that we create as much housing as we possibly can to give people somewhere where they can go, and Broadview is a good place to live in. Even with all of the things that's taking place in our community at this time, Broadview is really a good place to live in. Dave working with, where is the fire inspector Marty? Oh, he not here. But Dave and Marty works very closely together, and even in that relationship, I've seen Marty and Dave interact as it relates to codes and how we look at what's best for Broadview and looking at the plans. I think I learned the skill set too. In a lot of areas that I didn't want to learn. But working with Marty and Dave have brought our skill levels up to the expectation of excellence. Everything we do, we collaborate in this village with every department. Our police department, when we having coding issues, we may need to have a squad car meet our code enforcements out because of the contingents of, people don't like to be told no. But just that collaboration in that department with our police department, they do a really good job when it comes to permitting and all of those things. That building department is responsible for the permitting. The library needs you to look at their permits. But looking at the permits, working with Public Works, how we look at our water infrastructure, making sure that utility companies that come into town are doing their due justice by the village of Broadview, because our expectations is what's best for Broadview and no one taking advantage of Broadview, because we are a small community. And a lot of times people take advantage of small communities because they can. But we have a leader that just didn't tolerate that. Working in the finance department, Dave always say, what was the saying? You the king of the finances? King of revenue. And I promise you, he gives no grace to nobody. So, and we like to be in the mindset of that we can consider a lot of things if it makes sense. But Dave don't have that consideration because he the king. But he is an awesome man, an awesome father, an awesome son, taking care of his mother with his sister, and I see his sister here tonight. Just a phenomenal person to know. And Dave, you're gonna be missed. So on behalf of the village of Broadview, we wanted to give you a token of your happy retirement, and then I'm gonna turn it over to the department heads and then the trustees and the clerk if they wanna say a few words on your behalf. So who wanna go first, Tom?
Gonna miss you, Dave. We'll find someone to do your job, but we'll never replace you. And I just, we've been through the hard times and the good times together, and it's been an adventure. He was the early revenue king because when he came into the building department, it was a cost center, and within 24 months, it was breaking even. And that's all we ask, because we're providing a service to the people. And the way he set it up, we actually come out ahead quite often. So that's kudos on that. So that you took something that had never broke even and actually made it a revenue center. It was a great accomplishment. but much better is just having time to sit around and talk to you and throw ideas off you, and you throw ideas at us, and it's just entertaining. That's what I'm really going to miss about you. Who wants to go next? How about you, Mr. Mills? You looked up.
Good evening, Mayor and trustees and everyone in attendance. I know this is about Mr. Upshaw, and it's a great sight to see you all come out to recognize him. I met Mr. Upshaw approximately 4.5 years ago when I came, and it was interesting. But when I say interesting, it was a good interesting, because I came from big to small, and where I had the opportunity to work with each individual department head, and they taught me the importance of collaboration and cooperation. And himself, along with Director Angel, they was like, hey, we have to get along to make this village strong. And Dave was very instrumental in that. And with that, I would say thank you for sharing what you shared with me. And I wish you nothing but the best on your retirement. And welcome to the Double Dip Club if you should decide to go there. But you made it, you won. You made it to retirement, and nowadays that's huge. So again, congratulations. We wish you the best. Thank you.
No, it's short, and it's short. First, on behalf of the department, I have our crew here today. We just want to congratulate you and recognize your outstanding career with the Village of Broadview. Inspector Scafidi sends his congratulations. He had a family obligation tonight, so I wanted to give you that on his behalf. I know you two work very close together. I'm sure there's been a lot of interesting discussions that you've had to have in the life of code and building enforcement. Again, you work at the pleasure of the mayor, so it can't be. It's tough, right? It's always got to be in the best interest of Broadview. And with that said, on a personal level, I deeply value our relationship and the trust that we've developed together. I appreciate your mentorship as a senior member of this village. When I first started here, I had to go to every department head and learn. And you were one of the, just like my counterparts in the back here, we've all been together now since I've been here. And I just genuinely appreciate you taking the time to teach and to give me the whys and the historical perspectives of this village. Everything you've done has been intentional, and you've done it with a firm hand in the best interest of Broadview. I'm going to miss our conversations about life, about sports, our ideas of the moment, how we're going to get rich when we're done working. So, and with that said, I just want to wish you the best in the next phase of your life. As Chief Mills said, you're in a very fortunate place to be able to retire. Great career. I just want to personally congratulate you, and on behalf of the fire department, congratulations. Our doors are always open. You're always welcome to stop by. Thanks.
Administrator Jones?
Sure, shoulda. Good evening, Mayor, Board of Trustees, also everyone in attendance. It's a bittersweet moment. Commissioner Upshaw, when I first got here 9 years ago, he took a chance on me. Being a black woman and being the first village administrator, Commission's only thing to me is that just to treat him as a man. And I really looked at that in a certain way because I was trying to explain to him that I'm the first black woman in this role. And he told me, I don't have to prove anything to anybody. I stand on what I know is right, and that's God first. And every day that he came into my office, he reminded me that if I put God first in everything I do for the village, that I'm gonna be a winner. I'm gonna be an overcomer. And every day since that moment when I walked in here back in June of 2017, we had lunch, we had breakfast. And I couldn't understand why that he wanted to build this bond, this relationship. And he told me, he said, because I'm taking a chance, because I see a successful black woman in my presence. And that meant a lot to me because I started to develop as the first village administrator. I had taken on the role of going back to school to get my master's. And he asked me, he said, what did the mayor tell you? I said, the mayor told me, don't lose my job over going back to school. And I said, Commish, I gotta do this. And he said, we're gonna do it together. So every night that I stayed here, he stayed here with me, doing his work, making sure that I did my work. So on that note, Commish, you will be missed. There's nobody else like you, and I already know that God has ordered my steps because you showed me the way, and I thank you for that.
Good evening, everyone. This will be brief. I had a dental procedure earlier today, and I hope I'm not drooling before I conclude. Since 2009, I've got to know you, I've got to know your family. I've watched us grow together, good, bad, and indifferent. Ecclesiastes 7 and 8. The end of a matter is better than the beginning. That being said, brother, I wish you nothing but the best.
Before I turn it over to the trustees, I want to acknowledge our library director and the president of the library board. Commissioner Upshaw served on the library board for 8 years, or was it 12? It was a long time. But he served in the capacity of being the building commissioner as well as a public servant to this village of Broadview to make sure that we had good stewardship at the library. And the library went through a lot of hard during the times that he served on the board. So on behalf of all of the residents in the village of Broadview, I want to thank you for your public service to our library board because the library is a great asset to our community, and a lot of things that we learned from you and Matt along the way. So thank you for your service to the library board, and I wanted to acknowledge them tonight as well. So thank you. Now I'm going to turn it over to our board of trustees. Trustee Shelby.
Commissioner Upshaw, you have been my light when I was in the darkness. Whenever I come up here, I would come up here for a permit, and you'll say, Trustee, you ain't no different than nobody else. But you always treated me with kindness. You always gave me a hug. And I'm just truly, truly gonna miss you. But I live right down the street from your mom. So I'm sure we'll see each other again. May God continue blessing you. Maybe God continue building a hedge of protection around you. And I wish you only the best. And thank you for trusting me and believing in me. And I love you with all my heart. And I'm gonna truly, truly miss you. Thank you.
Trustee Miller, you want to say anything about Dave?
Maybe I shouldn't say what I really could say about Dave. No. I'll tell him later. It's been probably about 16, 18 years. I always said the Three Musketeers, but now you're really breaking up what we all thought would never end with you being here. Even my kid says, like, Dave knows everything. Like, I go over there and I just ask Dave, or I just talk to Dave. So that's gonna, like, set a precedence on what we expect and what we look for in the village of Broadview. As much as we get into it and bump heads and have our own battles, it's still always been respect. And I'll always respect you as a man. And I'll always still say you're our best building commissioner ever. Well, unless we get a female that, you know, I could rock with. But outside of that, you have done a superb job, even given whatever circumstances. It's been always you and Matt for me. So don't try to take Matt because you feel like you're retiring. He got to stay another 20 years. So, but enjoy your retirement. It's been a long journey, and do what you feel like is fun for you now. So thank you for everything.
Trustee Wimper?
So I've only been with, a couple of years now. I started off on the zoning board, working with you, and you like oriented us to everything. And I think like Judy had said, or Trustee Shelby has said, how you were like, you go by the book. I don't care who you are still going by the book. It doesn't matter your role. And just being on the zoning board with you, you never influenced anybody's opinions. You would always tell us, you know, make your own informed decision, hear the facts, read the materials, make your own decisions, and stand by whatever decisions you make. The other thing I think from a kind of a story or a joke thing is, I was talking to you about my garden one day, and you were like, did you get a permit for that? And I was like, oh, crap. And I was like, is he serious? But this year, I will think about you and make sure you get some vegetables. But happy retirement and doing what Dave wants to do, whatever that is in retirement, what that looks like for you.
Trustee Senior?
Well, Dave, we're going to really miss you. I just want to tell you congratulations on your retirement. And I really enjoyed the conversations that we had in the office. I mean, we talked about a lot of different topics. You're very smart about a lot of different things. It's just, man, I'm really going to miss you. I'm really going to miss you a lot. Yeah. But congratulations on your retirement. And I'm sure we're going to see each other around town. I'm sure we will. I know where you live, so, yeah. Yeah, and I love you a lot, so that's it, yeah.
Thank you, Trustee Senior. Trustee Malave?
Dave, as you retire, I just want to apologize for any stress I may have caused you. It's been a pleasure to work with you, and I just want to wish you well in your retirement, and I'm sure that we'll see you around. I'm sure you'll be at Juneteenth, and you know, you're just part of Broadview, so I don't really think we'll not be seeing you around. So congratulations, and have a, you know, and just enjoy your time.
Mr. Clerk?
Mr. Commiss, first of all, I want to congratulate you on today, your retirement. You're going to really dearly be missed. I call you big brother. I love you. We collaborate on FOIAs on a daily basis. I see you in the hall. We stop at each other's office, and your department really handles the FOIAs very well, and I'm going to miss that. I'm hoping that there's a seamless transition where none of that is hindered, but we've been at it for a long time. Since 2009, it's actually 17 years. When we first started campaigning and strategizing to get to this position, Dave has always been a confidant. I should say Dave and Matt, because we were always doing this together. And I really appreciate your insight. We share a lot of the same interests, house music being one of them. And I can tell you that Dave's a much better dancer than I am. So that being said, again, congratulations. I wish you all the luck and success in your future endeavors, and I am going to miss you. Thank you.
Okay, so we do have a token of our appreciation to Dave. Today is not his last day, it's just his last board meeting. So he better show up tomorrow. So his official last day is March 31st. We are in transition, but he's been an integral part of that transition, helping us interviewing the best candidate to replace him. So he's been a part of the interview process, been engaged with that, having collaboration. Director Ames been a part of the interview process with Administrator Jones, and I think we have a candidate that we'll be able to announce to the Board of Trustees in the next couple of days on who that person may be. But Dave, I think you're more than a friend. You're more like a brother, like big brother, because he bossy. He's very bossy. And, but on behalf of the Village Board of Trustees, we just wanted to say your leadership, support, and a wonderful sense of humor has made a lasting impression. Dave is hilarious. He should really be a comedian now that he's retired. Happy retirement, Mayor Katrina Thompson and the Board of Trustees, March 23rd, 2026. And we want to give you an opportunity to say a few words if you like and present you with this.
She commented on my shirt, how nice it is.
I do have to say this. Dave don't come to work dressed like this every day. I wore jeans because I thought he was going to wear jeans, the ones with the holes in the back.
Yeah.
You know, the flannel shirt that he wear like it's cold all the time. He wear it year round. And then you came in here suited and booted, and look how we look. You know, flip the script. Oh, I think.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Good evening, everyone.
Good evening.
I'm really overwhelmed. I thought that when I turned in my resignation letter in June of 2025 to retire.
It wasn't a resignation.
Retirement letter. In June of 2025, I thought that was going to be it. I had spoken to the mayor, I had spoken to Administrator Jones, and everything was smooth. We're rolling into September. Everything is still kind of okay. And then the next thing you know, the federal government wants to come visit the village of Broadview. And I'll just leave it at there. But that being said, I was still headed toward retirement, and the mayor said, you know, she called me in the office and she said, Commissioner, right now, we're living in some difficult times, and I would appreciate it if you could just extend your stay. Just because she needed some continuity, she needed some people she could trust, and I was one of those along with the department heads and the administrator. And so I thought about it, mentioned that I had turned in my retirement papers. The mayor called HR, Administrator Jones called over to the retirement saying, pull those papers. It's the truth. And so I suggested, you know, I had some things that I needed to do in terms of my mom and family obligations that I had kind of scheduled prior to, and so I said I could stay until March, and she said that would be fine. So that being said, I am overwhelmed, and you hear we talk about Matt Ames. We agree, we disagree, mad at each other, loud, almost come to blows, might have got arrested if the police chief wasn't there. but it was all done in love and what's best for the village of Broadview. I also have a friend of mine, Mike Payne. We all grew up together, literally. I've been knowing them from childhood till now. And so I say that to say that in 2017, when Mayor Thompson got in the office, and she's correct, I actually, you know, it's politics. I don't know her, she doesn't know me, she's a woman, and you know, she's trying to tell me what to do. I'm out of here. Real simple. That's it, I'm telling the truth. And so she said, you know, we came in and we had a long talk, and she said, I'm gonna give you, as well as Director Ames, an opportunity to prove or disprove yourself, because the rumors were out there, so forth and so on. And she said, Dave, just trust the process. That's one of the things she's always said, trust the process. And then she talked about, if it's not documented, it didn't happen. And then she said something that really stirred me. She said, I need you to practice love and kindness. Is that correct, Mayor? And that is so important. And I said, the reason why that is so important, because fact, and she's right there, Mayor Katrina Thompson. Did you know she used to work for me? Shows you how it can come back on you. But I treated her right. So I wasn't scared. And so it was fortunate, and it did work out. But it's hard to put into words what this moment means to me. More than 16 years ago, I began my journey serving the village of Broadview. I came in with a commitment to do my job well. What I didn't expect was how deeply this community would become part of my life. Serving as building commissioner, zoning administrator, economic development director wasn't just about permits, plans, and policies. It was about people. It was about families building homes. It was about business owners taking risks. It was about developers investing in the future of Broadview. It was about residents who deeply cared about their neighborhood. Every inspection, every zoning discussion, every development meeting carried responsibility. We weren't just reviewing drawings, we were shaping the future of Broadview. There were challenging days, tight budgets, difficult discussions, and long meetings. But there was also proud moments, watching new businesses open their doors, seeing properties develop, witnessing progress that strengthened our tax base and improved our community. What I am most proud of is not a single project, but it's the foundation we built together, a foundation of professionalism, accountability, and vision. Tonight, I also want to thank the people who stood behind me every single day, and that's my family. I know my mom is watching. My 97-year-old mother is watching online. I know that my daughter, who is the best part of me, is here, Lauren Delaney Upshaw. I see my sister, Lisa, and all the extended family and friends. Public service doesn't just impact the person serving. It impacts those at home. There were late evenings, weekend calls, just as of last weekend. Emergency situations, long public meetings. There were times when the work demanded more than I expected. And through it all, my family gave me my patience, encouragement, and understanding. To my family, thank you for sharing with me. Thank you for sharing me with this community over 16 plus years. Your support made it possible for me to serve with focus and dedication. I could not have done this without you, so thank you, and I love you very much. To the elected officials, fellow department heads, staff, contractors, business owners, residents, I say thank you. Your trust meant everything to me. Public service is a privilege, and I never took it lightly. Broadview is more than a place on the map. It's resilient, it is hardworking, it's full of potential, and the best days, I believe, are still ahead. As I step into retirement, I leave with gratitude in my heart. I leave knowing that I gave this community my best. And while my title may change, my pride in this village never will. Thank you for allowing me to serve. Thank you for the friendships. Thank you for the memories. Broadview will always be a home in my heart. It's truly been an honor. Thank you, thank you, thank you, and I always will be Broadview strong. Thank you.
All right, Mr. Clerk.
Okay, Madam President. Next on the agenda is item 3, communications. Mayor, do you have anything for us? I don't either, okay? Item 4, consideration to approve the following minutes. Minutes from the March 2nd, 2026 regular board meeting.
Motion to approve.
Second.
It's been properly motioned by trustee Shelby, seconded by trustee, did I hear Wimper? What was that, Senior? Okay, trustee Senior seconded. Madam President?
Thank you. Trustee Miller, you have any questions about the minutes? Trustee Shelby?
No questions.
Trustee Wimper?
No questions.
Trustee Senior?
No questions.
Trustee Chalmalave?
No questions.
Mr. Clerk?
Roll call. Trustee Abraham is absent. Trustee Chalmalave?
Yes.
Trustee Senior?
Yes.
Trustee Shelby?
Yes.
Trustee Wimper?
Yes.
Trustee Miller?
Yes.
And this carries 5-0, Madam President. Next item. 5, consideration to approve expenditures. Grand total of all funds, $549,655.97 for the period ending March 10th, 2026.
Motion to approve.
Second.
It's been properly motioned by trustee Senior, seconded by trustee Shelby. Madam President?
Thank you, Mr. Clerk. Trustee Shelby, will you please read the warrant list on behalf of trustee Abraham, who's absent, the finance chair?
Yes, Mayor.
Thank you.
Okay, I have the warrant list as of March the 10th, 2026. The vendors are AT&T in the amount of $10,879.50. AT&T Long Distance, $3,155.44. B&F Construction Code Services Incorporated, $5,650. Bond Tree Medical LLC in the amount of $2,745.09. CDW Government in the amount of $6,768.50. ComEd in the amount of $4,174.41. Core and Main LP in the amount of $3,286.38. Delgado Law Group LLC, $20,547.25. Enterprise FM Trust in the amount of $23,793.08. ESO Solutions Incorporated in the amount of $4,594.19. Geno's Heating and Plumbing Incorporated in the amount of $24,033.85. Intramedia in the amount of $3,931.40. Losis in the amount of $7,891. Markham Construction Incorporated in the amount of $280,505.32. Pace Systems Incorporated in the amount of $3,690. Patino's Music LLC in the amount of $6,325. Rush Truck Center, Chicago, in the amount of $38,519.43. Russo's Power Equipment Incorporated, $3,315.87. Site One Landscape Supply in the amount of $2,933.30. The Above Average School in the amount of $37,730. And West Cook County Solid Waste Agency in the amount of $21,931.48. The total of our expenditures over $2,500 came to $516,400.49, which is 94% of our total expenditures in the amount of $549,655.97. We had an electronic payment, and the vendor was Chase Credit Card. The payment was reflecting as of February the 28th, 2026, in the amount of $6,859. The following funds, accounts, and funds that were affected by these expenditures, we have the general fund in the amount of $188,622.03. We have the garbage fund in the amount of $21,931.48. We have the motor fuel tax fund in the amount of $3,873.99, and the capital projects fund in the amount of $24,045.42. And last, we have the water and sewage fund in the amount of $311,183.05, again for a grand total of $549,655.97. Madam Mayor, that concludes my report.
Thank you, Trustee Shelby. Trustee Miller, do you have any questions or comments about the warrant list? Trustee Shelby?
No questions.
Trustee Wimper?
No questions.
Trustee Senior?
No questions.
Trustee Chalmalave?
No questions.
Mr. Clerk?
Roll call. Trustee Abraham is absent. Trustee Chalmalave?
Yes.
Trustee Senior?
Yes.
Trustee Shelby?
Yes.
Trustee Wimper?
Yes.
Trustee Miller?
Yes.
And this carries 5-0 to pay the bills. Thank you all. Next item, 6, application for the authority to expend funds. We have none. Item 7, village officer reports, which are usually given at each second meeting of the month. We won't do that this evening. Item 8, old business. We have none. Item 9, new business. Item A is a motion to establish a consent agenda to include the following items. And I will read these items into the record, and then we'll take a roll call vote. Item 1, a resolution awarding an agreement for the 2026 CDBG Improvements Project to Narduli Construction Company, Inc., after competitive bidding for the Village of Broadview, County of Cook, State of Illinois. Item 2, a resolution regarding certain permitted work on state-owned highways by the Village of Broadview, County of Cook, State of Illinois. Item 3, a resolution authorizing and approving the CMS CY 2026-CY 2027 rock salt contract joint participation agreement for the purchase of bulk road salt for the Village of Broadview, County of Cook, State of Illinois. Item 4, an ordinance amending Title I, Chapter 8 of the Broadview Village Code related to residency requirements for village employees and appointed officials for the Village of Broadview, County of Cook, State of Illinois. I need a motion to approve or establish this consent agenda.
Motion to approve to establish the consent agenda.
Second.
It's been properly motioned by Trustee Shelby, seconded by Trustee Senior. Madam President.
Thank you. Trustee Miller, you have any questions or comments about the consent agenda?
No.
Thank you. Trustee Shelby?
No questions.
Trustee Wimper?
No questions. They were answered at the street, alleys, and sidewalk quarterly meeting around the issues there, and the other, we had a discussion about, questions were answered prior to.
Thank you. Trustee Senior?
No questions.
Trustee Chalmalave?
No questions.
Mr. Clerk?
Roll call to establish the consent agenda. Trustee Abraham is absent. Trustee Chalmalave?
Yes.
Trustee Senior?
Yes.
Trustee Shelby?
Yes.
Trustee Wimper?
Yes.
Trustee Miller?
Yes.
And this passes 5-0 to establish the consent agenda. Next is item B, a motion to approve the consent agenda as established. Madam President?
Can
we
we
have
get a roll call?
Yes, ma'am. Okay, yes. Please can I have a motion and a second?
Motion to approve the consent agenda.
Second.
It's been properly motioned by Trustee Chalmalave, seconded by Trustee Senior. Thank you, Madam Attorney. Roll call. Trustee Abraham is absent. Trustee Chalmalave?
Yes.
Trustee Senior?
Yes.
Trustee Shelby?
Yes.
Trustee Wimper?
Yes.
Trustee Miller?
Yes.
And this passes 5-0 to approve the consent agenda as established. Thank you. Item C is a motion to approve any items removed from the consent agenda. There were none. Taking us to item 10, Village Clerk Report. I have nothing this evening. Item 11 is public comment. I have not received any from the public. Madam President, do you have anything?
No.
Thank
I know
you.
Greg Buchanan wanted to make a comment, but I think he left.
Okay. All right, so, thank you. Next is item 12, Village President's Report. Mayor Katrina Thompson.
Thank you, Mr. Clerk. So after we adjourn, we're going to go over to the View Restaurant to celebrate the retirement of David Upshaw. Everyone is invited, those viewing online and those that's in the audience. We're just going to go over to the View and hang out there for a little while to celebrate with Commissioner Upshaw. But I want to say this, as we close out Women History Month, I want to recognize the incredible women who serve on the Broadview Board of Trustees. Each of them brings a unique strength and a perspective that helps move our village forward. We even have a female village attorney who's been with us for the last 9 years, so thank you for your service as well, Tiffany. Trustee Shelby, our senior on the board. She leads with wisdom, experience, and steady presence. Trustee Abraham, our longest-serving trustee, and now a senior herself, represents dedication, consistency, and years of committed service. Trustee Chow Malave made history as the first Latina Asian elected to our board, bringing representation, culture, and purpose to her leadership. Trustee Senior lives up to her name, sweet, kind, and quietly effective, always getting things done behind the scenes. Trustee Miller is someone we can always count on to advocate for our small businesses. Trustee Wimper, our newest member, is engaged, present, and actively participating beyond board meetings, connecting with the community in meaningful ways. Alongside our village trustees, we also have phenomenal women leading our teams, like our village administrator, Letisa Jones, and our deputy police chief, Brandy Johnson, who continue to set the standard through their leadership and service. So thank you all for your service as well. And to all of the amazing women working across this village, I honor you as well. You are the biggest part of serving our community, and your impact does not go unnoticed. This is what Women History Month represents: leadership, resilience, and women uplifting communities every single day. I'm proud to serve alongside of you. Maya Angelou says this, and I want to bring this up for conversation. The quote is, "We may encounter many defeats, but we must not be defeated." For the past 7-8 months, we've been fighting a heavy lift, carrying the nation on our shoulders. And as we see the light, it's always something that's going to try to bring the shade down, but we're not discouraged. We keep moving forward and we keep showing up. My ask to the Broadview residents: the seasons are changing, and ICE is not going anywhere anytime soon, but I need your voice. Last week I was in Washington, D.C. advocating for federal reimbursement. We spent $715,000 protecting the interests of Broadview. That's on our police, fire, legal, and some of our businesses have taken a loss. So I'm asking our congressional leaders, the Illinois delegation. I spoke to the majority of them or their chief of staffs when I was in D.C., and I'm going back in 2 more weeks to have conversation with ranking members of the cabinets. But it's important that we protect the interests of Broadview. I can't fight this by myself. And I'm asking the board and trustees to step up to the plate as well. I cannot fight this by myself. It's gonna take all of our voices to be uplifted. That means coming to a board meeting, getting on that microphone and telling the public what your impact is of, if you live over there in that general area, how the protesters come and try to take over. They are aggressive, they're loud, and they have no respect for you. This is a small, predominantly black community. We are 8,000 residents, and we are carrying this on our shoulders, and we shouldn't have to do that by ourselves. We demand dignity, respect at all times. It's okay to disagree, but it's not okay to continue to criticize us on tough decisions that we have to make, and they don't even read the information, or they don't want to get an understanding of what that looked like. We've met with several protesting groups for them to get on that microphone and call us out our names. We came with our olive branch in good intentions to have these conversations so it wouldn't be conflict between the two, because it's very emotional. I understand. I don't want to be kidnapped. I don't want my friends and neighbors being kidnapped out of their neighborhoods and being detained. I don't want that. I didn't ask for that building. It was here before I even came to Broadview, and probably many of us that's on this board, it was probably here before it got here, but it's here. We have a small police department. If you watch some of the footage that our police department have endured with the aggression, it's unbelievable. They deserve to go home at night to their families as well. And I have instructed them to make sure that they make it home at the end of their shift. They have people that love them too. But the protesters don't care, and no one wants to address those conversations because it's political. When is it about the people? When is it about the people that live in these small communities like Broadview? We're 8,000 residents. So we have an uphill battle, but I'm for all the smoke and all the fight, but I can't do it by myself. And I don't want people to get it twisted where you're the mayor. Yes, I am the mayor. And I make hard, tough decisions, but I do it with a leadership team. We have Commissioner Upshaw, Director Ames, Chief Mills, Chief Martin, our administrator, our legal team have been on the battlefield. I mean, I done had multiple calls today with legal regarding the ICE. And so we got to continue to stay the course. But one thing we will do, we will be professional. We will handle this with dignity and pride, and we will be calm in the situation because I refuse to let any outsider come into this village and take over. We have to mount up and show that we got fight in us, and it's going to take all of us because they don't have respect for small communities. They want to dictate to us what we're going to do, but we live here, and we have to act like we live here. But we also have a population that we have to protect, our seniors, and our most vulnerable, our young people. And so it's not a game, it's really about the business of what's best for people. And we welcome visitors to come to our town, but it should not be in a negative light. So Broadview residents, you have to get vocal, and you cannot be scared. I have a flag flying in front of my house right now to say faith over fear. I trust God and I trust the process. And to be attacked or to be confronted in public spaces, I don't deserve that. For people to impersonate me in electronic mail, saying that it's coming from me and it's not. But I have to defend me because if I don't defend myself, nobody else does. Nobody stand up for me. So I'm fighting multiple battles simultaneously. So where are the men at? Helping. Where are the women at? Helping. Nowhere to be found. It's that serious. We are in a crisis, not just in the village of Broadview, but in this nation. And if you don't vote in no elections, the most critical elections you can vote in is your local elections. Because how many of you can go and touch the President of the United States and tell him your concerns? How many can talk to your congressional leadership who we voted for to advocate for these neighborhoods? How many can go talk to that person and tell them your concerns? Or in your state elected officials, how many of you can go to your state elected official and tell them your concerns? But one thing you can do is you could talk to a village board trustee and you could talk to the mayor. Your local elections are the most critical elections that we have to protect the integrity of the place where you live. And most people don't understand what federalism is. That's the separation of government. But we look at it from a high level of federal to trickle down, but it's really supposed to be the reverse, trickle up. And for so long we've been manipulated that we got to look at it from the highest level. The highest level is your local mayor. We are out here doing the work, making sure you have safe drinking water, fighting for air quality, making sure that when we have the funding to put things in place to repair our streets and our potholes, making sure that we have trees for air quality because it's the air that we breathe, to protect that, and to make sure that we can remain a vibrant community. We deserve all of that because we pay the taxes here. But what we're up against, we up against a lot. And when people break the law, because it's political, they don't get charged. They drop the charges, but they broke the law. even with substantial amount of evidence. We can't catch a break. It takes all of us, Broadview, to stand up for Broadview. And I'm grateful and I'm humble that you re-elected me to be your leader. But just because I'm the leader, don't mean I have to fight by myself. I have a board of 6 members. I shouldn't have to fight this by myself. So it's been myself and the department heads on the front lines. And I thank them every day for just calling to check on me, making sure I'm safe, making sure that I have protection. Thank you, Chief Mills and Deputy Chief Johnson. They always check to make sure I'm safe. In a little community like Broadview, 8,000 people, I always felt safe to walk around my neighborhood. I can't even go get a pedicure and get my nails done without being harassed. But I deserve peace too, and I know who I am, and I know whose I am. And I always remember that. Faith over fear. So with that being said, I'm working on a project. I'm a part of a fellow at Harvard University. And the project is the Broadview Justice Corridor, where we're looking to reimagine what that space would look like over by the ICE Center. And so I have a team of consultants that's been working with me as we put our video together, because I have to do a presentation to the university, to Harvard University, in a few weeks. And so if you're Broadview residents, they're gonna capture some video of you just saying, Broadview strong. Or is it Broadview strong? Broadview strong, because that's part of who we are. So I'm asking all of the Board of Trustees to participate in that, as well as the clerk, because that's a part of the story that we tell. No one gets to tell our story. We tell our story first. And so that's what we're doing. We documenting everything. I got documentation from September 7th all the way up until today, telling our story. And we will tell our story, because we're Broadview strong, we're resilient, and we're gonna come up stronger, better than ever once we get past this hurdle. So it's just a moment of a hiccup, but we're gonna be great and stronger. So thank you. I'll call for a motion to adjourn. Lily, is there anything you wanna add?
Just thank you for letting me be up here.
Oh, anytime we got a vacancy, you always welcome to sit up here. If you're not playing volleyball or soccer or baseball or cheerleading, you know you a busy woman.
Yeah.
So yeah, we always happy to see you come. This is our village attorney daughter, so I'm always kid friendly, because I was a single mom, and I had to take my daughter a lot of places, so she's always welcome to participate. So we're happy to have you.
Thank you.
Oh, Lily, did you want to say something about Dave? I know you got a lot of stories.
She said not right now.
So I'm going to tell you one before we call for a motion to adjourn. Lily is my executive assistant, and she managed me. And so Dave think he managed her. So he always, from time to time, when he's trying to coordinate meetings, he'll go into her office and look at her screen, like at the calendar, and she'd be like, tell me what you want. You do not have access to the mayor like that. So we have checks and balances, but it's funny because Lily always get on Dave, and then Dave get mad and tell me about it. But you are gonna be missed, Dave. We hope to see you all over at the View, and now I'll call for a motion to adjourn.
Motion to adjourn.
I second.
It's been properly motioned by Trustee Wimper and seconded by Trustee Shelby to adjourn this evening's meeting. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
All opposed say nay. We are hereby adjourned at 7:31 p.m. Thank you all for coming, and God bless and good night.